You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, it was not a great day for one Shedeur Sanders. The completion percentage looks better. It does. But there were some horrible mistakes at the end of the game. There were some horrible mistakes on fourth down. You've got people out there literally blaming Shedeur for ending Quinshon Junkins' season. I'm not going to go that far. I mean, that sort of thing can happen on any play with any running back. I got to tell you, the Browns hung around in what was a very ugly game, but Josh Allen banged up his foot in this game, or you kind of wonder, would this game have been a lot uglier than it ended up being? It was 23-20. And you're like, Shedeur might mess around and win this thing. He didn't. In fact, it became a disaster towards the end of the game. 20 for 29, 157, one touchdown, 2 picks, 2 sacks, and a couple of really bad sacks, and also a grounding call at the end of the game. It was disastrous. Josh Allen, 12 and 19, only 130, 2 sacks. But throw in James Cook, cooking the Browns defense for 117 yards, 7.3 per. 2 touchdowns. Another one from Ty John. I mean, the Browns defense gave up 3 rushing touchdowns today. Damn. Deion Sanders proudly watching Shedeur cook.
And the Hall of Famer Deion Sanders watched.
He didn't cook much today. He did not cook much today. But nonetheless, there's Deion checking it out. Oh, he's got a smile. I'm on camera. Give me a smile. Shedeur Sanders now has 8 picks in 6 games. That is what we refer to as nasty work. Right here, this is going to be they're going to throw the hands up, get the block, and right into the breadbasket of the Bills defender. Man, what an ugly game. This was ugly. Right here, you can see that. Let me show that to you. That headline, Shedeur Sanders just ended Judkins' season. I mean, I don't really get hating on the kid for that, but okay, this is funny. I'm not going to lie. Shedeur Sanders with the game on the line. Oh, Osama bin Sanders. Not good. Some people, yeah, he turned into a terrorist. Here we go. Can't wait for the interception to be blamed on Sanders. Well, look, this could go either way. The ball really needs to be thrown out in front of the receiver, but yeah, you could argue, okay, it needs to be caught too. Either way, another one of these deflected passes, I'm going to tell you what's wild. When this deflected pass happened, I was watching, I had the Browns game on one TV, Red Zone on the other. This interception right here actually took place. And in a matter of about another 30 seconds, J.J. McCarthy had one that bounced off of him. And then I think you turn around like 2 minutes later, Jackson Dart had one that bounced off of his. There was literally 3 of these deflected interceptions in about 2.5 minutes of football across the National Football League. And here we go right here. This was one of Shedeur's brutal plays. You see this. This is a 4th and 2. This was crucial. This was really ball game, okay? Because it became, all kinds of ass disastrous after this. 5:15 left, 4th and 2, and this has been the knock on Shedeur. Not getting rid of the ball, and it happened, I got to tell you, I know for a fact it happened twice. From this point on, from that point, it happened one more time, and then he got a grounding call against him, it became a utter disaster. A complete disaster from that point on. By the way, in case you were wondering, folks, let me just pull this up. Browns player stats. Let me just scroll down, and right here, Myles Garrett had a half a sack in this game. So Myles Garrett still did not break the record. I would say this game, look, it certainly sounds more and more like Kevin Stefanski is headed his way out of Cleveland. I kind of like I said in the video I did yesterday, kind of wonder if he's just not ready for the firing to wash over him like a breath of fresh air or a cold shower, wake him up, go to another franchise. Because there's times where it looks like he's just sort of beaten down. You have games like this where they're playing the Bills. The Bills are a really good team. 23-20, yeah, they kind of dicked around and they hung around. And it looked real competitive, but some things sort of fell in their direction that allowed it to be competitive. Look, it looked like the Bills were running away with this joker. And then in the second half, the defense clamped up with, sort of a messed up foot for Josh Allen. And so the Browns hung around, they mucked it up and made it ugly, and then the wheels fell completely off for Shedeur Sanders and the offense. In the last 6 minutes of the game, the wheels just fell completely off. And the same things that people have been critical about, that people like myself have talked about, where he's got to get the ball out. Throw the ball. You got to throw the ball away, You got to, don't take a sack, whatever it is, Get rid of the ball. Not good. Not good. This is not going, you combine last week with this week, and the argument against drafting another quarterback starting to get a little weaker for the Cleveland Browns. Where you're like, if Dante Moore or Fernando Mendoza, you're in line to draft one of those guys and they're available. I mean, look, Shedeur's going to have to show out the last 2 weeks, I think, to prevent that from happening. Otherwise, I think if they're in a position, they're going to draft a quarterback. Tell me what you think. Ugh. It's an ugly-ass game. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.